Good morning, everyone. This is Robert from RJL 518, welcoming you to Inside Pitch. The 1985 One and Gone tournament continues. Continuing our way through the second round of this tournament, we are at game number 16. We are at Royal Stadium. The number 11 Detroit Tigers take on the number 6 Kansas City Royals. The Royals had a bye into the second round as they were the 6th seed. The Detroit Tigers got through the Atlanta Braves barely in the first round, 2-1, as they now move on to the second round, when they will take on a very good Royals team. Of course, we all know the Royals won the World Series in '85, but they get the 6th seed because of the record. As I go by record, not by where they finished at, although I've had some people ask me about that. I say, no, the record is what's different in my decisions. So I welcome you here to Royal Stadium for a big game between these two. Should be fun. Both these teams have winning records. Detroit was 84-77, coming off their 84 World Championship, and the Royals were 91-77 and won a very difficult American League West. It was pretty tight, that entire race in '85. Steeler fan is first to join us here at Royal Stadium. Thank you for joining me, sir. Please make sure all food and drink goes to the appropriate people as they come in. Let's play a little baseball. Starting pitcher for the 1985 Kansas City Royals will be Bret Saberhagen. He was 20-6 with a 2.87 ERA. He was their ace, and that is why he gets the call here in their first game of the tournament. Leading off the top of the first, second baseman Lou Whitaker, who should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, instead of Trammell. Or if you're going to keep Trammell in there, Whitaker should be right next to him. Pitch from Saberhagen as we start the game off. That starts as a hit by pitch, and that 2 is going to be way too high, as Saberhagen has a -8. Royal Stadium -1 to strikeouts and -3 to walks. Whitaker swings 3-6. He flies out to center. And speaking of Alan Trammell, that's his next shortstop. Saberhagen with the pitch. 6-4. Again, the hit by pitch comes up. The 15, of course, is too high. Saberhagen's trying to hit batters already. 3-6 for Trammell, but he flies out to right. And here is right fielder Kirk Gibson, who did hit a home run in the Tiger win over the Atlanta Braves. 2 outs. Pitch from Saberhagen, 4-3. That's a double question mark. That is a 3 on the dice against the lefty, a 1-16. And that is going to be an automatic out. And Gibson goes ahead and he star 3. That's a ground out to short. 1-2-3 inning for the Tigers, as Saberhagen puts them away. Pitching for the 1985 Detroit Tigers is Dan Petry. He was 15-13 with a 3.36 ERA. The Frank Tanana is listed on this Tigers roster in the pack here, and for Inside Pitch, Tanana was put into that. Tanana actually had a better ERA, but the thing is that Tanana's card is a combination, and Tanana had a much different, did not do as well. I believe he went to, because he got traded in the middle of the year. So I'm going with Petry as the second starter for the Tigers. Philip Reynolds joins us here at Royal Stadium. Leading off for the Royals will be center fielder Willie Wilson. Kansas City gets their first at bat in this tournament. 6-1, a walk chance. That 3 against a righty is going to allow Wilson to walk. Wilson has a 6, but 3 away from Royal Stadium, and Wilson trots down to first, so Petry walks him. Here is the left fielder Lonnie Smith, infield halfway. See if Strat says anything. That is a 10. No play. Petry will pitch. 6-4. That is a straight home run chance. Lonnie Smith against a righty is a 4. That is a 7. Too high, so it's a blank. Smith will swing, though, 2-4. He singles in past second base for a base hit. Willie Wilson, with a base running rating of 5, will easily make third since he only needs a BR of 3 in order to get to third base on a single past second. So the Royals start the inning in business, and here is the third baseman, George Bret. Infield is still halfway, as the Tigers are going to play for the double play. It's early. See if a strat roll comes up. That is a 12, no play. Bret, pitch from Petry, 2-3. That is a blank. Bret swings 3-5, and that is a ball hit to center field. That is a 5 against a righty. That is going to be a double for George Bret. And the Royals are coming up hitting. With a double, Willie Wilson automatically will score. Lonnie Smith's base running rating is a 4. A double to center, you add 1. It is a 5. Center fielder for Detroit is Lemon. He has no adjustment. A 1-5 on the blue die. Smith will score from first, and he does. Smith comes all the way from first base. He will score. Bret goes to second. And it's just like that, the Royals are up 2-0 on the Tigers. George Bret gets that double. Royals Stadium cheers. Yay! Next up for the Royals is their designated hitter, Hal McRae. The infield now goes to normal with Bret on at second. They're going to talk to Petry for a moment, try to settle him down. Here's the pitch from Petry. 4-5. That is an automatic out. And it is a star 3 ground ball to third. Bret with a base running rating of 3. He can only get to third base on a 6, and he will hold at second base, 1 out. Second baseman Frank White will come up to bat in 1 out. Should have rolled a strat the first time. A 6, there is no play. Petry will pitch. 6-6, that is at the park. Royal Stadium 4-4. That is a fly out to center field. That will be caught by Lemon. That is out number 2. Bret with a base running rating of a 3. In order to get to third on a hit to center, is subtract 3 becomes a 0. So Bret will automatically stay at second base. That is 2 outs. First baseman Steve Balboni is next. And we got a 9, no play on the strat. Petry will pitch. 2-3, that's a blank. Balboni swings 1-2, and he pops out to shortstop. And that will end the inning. 2 runs for the Royals on a couple of hits and a walk. At the end of 1, the Royals are already up 2-0 in this game. Top of inning number 2. Leading off for the Cats will be the catcher, Lance Parrish. Pitch from Saberhagen, 2-1 against a righty. That is a blank. Parrish will swing 4-6, and he grounds out to third base for out number 1. Here is the Detroit designated hitter, Darrell Evans. Saberhagen's pitch, 3-1. That is 3-6. That is a home run with a question mark. Evans was a lefty, a 1-13. That is an 18. There will be no home run, so that is a blank. Evans does get to swing 4-2, and he flies out to right. So he hit a long fly ball, but easily taken care of by Motley out there. That's out number 2. Left fielder Larry Herndon comes up. Pitch from Saberhagen, 2-1 against a righty. Again, that is a blank. Herndon will swing 4-6. He grounds out to third, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Saberhagen. He was an excellent pitcher Bret Saberhagen. I always felt Saberhagen also belonged in the Hall of the Very Good, but he kind of tapered off later in his career. But at one point, Saberhagen was one of the best pitchers of the 80s. Bottom half of inning number 2. Coming up for KC will be right fielder Darryl Motley. Petry with the pitch, 5-1. That's a walk chance, and that 4 is going to be too high. The 5, subtract 3 from Royal Stadium is a 2. So that is not a walk. Motley does get to swing 1-1, and he grounds it to third. Here's the catcher, Jim Sunbird. Petry, 4-5. That's an automatic out. And that is a star 1, and it's a ground out to second. Out number 2. Here is the shortstop, Onyx Concepcion. Petry with the pitch. 4-2 strikeout chance. 10 is too high. Concepcion will swing 2-1, and he grounds it to short. So 3 straight ground outs to third, second, and short. 1-2-3 inning for Petry. At the end of 2, it is 2-0 Royals. Top of the 3rd inning. Philip Reynolds, I am really surprised you did not join me for my Reds game last night and Payoff Pitch. I'm a little surprised. So if you've not caught it, please check it on my channel, because I know you love the Reds. So don't forget to check them out. Top of the 3rd, here is Barbaro Garby for Detroit. I put him at first base for this game. Pitch from Saberhagen, 3-6. That's a home run with a question mark. Against a righty, that would be a 1-14. That is a 10. The chance is there. Garby, however, has a home run rating of 6. So we re-roll a 1-6. This ball is out of here. And Garby, he doesn't get it. So that will be a blank. Garby does swing a 1-6, and he does hit a ball to right field. That is a 5 against a righty. He does get a single. Garby does hit a single there. And that's the first base hit off of Saberhagen for Detroit in this game. Center fielder Chet Lemon comes up. Infield goes to halfway. Strat says a 15, no play. Saberhagen pitches 6-4, hit by pitch again. That 8 is going to be too high. 13 for Lemon, but -8 from Saberhagen's a 5. So no hit by pitch. It's a blank. Lemon will swing. 3-2. It's a star 3. That is a ground ball to short. Lemon's double play ratings 2. Saberhagen -1. +1 from halfway is a 2. And the ball was hit to shortstop. So second base second base White has no adjustment. So a 1-2, they turn the double play, and they do not. Garby will be thrown out at second. Lemon does beat the throw, and there is 1 out on a fielder's choice. Third baseman Tom Brookins comes up. Infield will stay halfway. That is a 15. Brookins will not. There is no play. So Saberhagen will pitch. And we got a 6-2. That is an error possibility. Brookins will swing 4-4. That is a ground ball to third. The ball is hit to Bret. His error rating is a 6. That is a 5. Bret is going to make an error. That is an error. That's a regular error, so that means that the runners will only advance 1 base on the error because it was a ground out. That is an E5 on Bret. First error on the Royals. As he booted the ball and threw to first, but it was a little wide of the bag. So the Tigers are now in business here with 1 out. And here is Lou Whitaker. Infield still halfway. And now the Tigers got something going on. That is a 9. There is no play. Whitaker flew out his last time up. Pitch from Saberhagen. 5-4 strikeout chance, and the 4 is going to be too high. No, I'm sorry. The 4 is good. 5 minus 1 is 4, and that 4 does get Whitaker. He got him 2 outs. He gets out Whitaker. Big strikeout by Saberhagen. There is Alan Trammell with 2 outs. The infield now goes back to normal. Pitch from Saberhagen. 5-5. That is a blank. Trammell swings 2-5. Ground ball to third base. And that is an easy play. The throw is going to go to second to get Brookins, and the inning will end there. No runs. There was 1 hit and an error, but the Tigers couldn't take advantage of it. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-0 still in favor of the Crown Royals. Top of the order for the Royals here is Wilson. Wilson walked his last time up. Pitch from Petry. That's a blank. He's not tired. Wilson 2-4. That's a pop out to second base. As he shoots that up the chimney. Lonnie Smith is next. Petry 1-2. That is a range play. Smith smacks it 3-6. That's a star 3. It's a ground ball to third. Tom Brookins has a range of 4. The infield is normal. Brookins will make the play. He will throw to first and get out number 2. Nice play by Brookins. Here is George Bret. Petry's pitch. 6-5 blank. Bret will swing 4-3. He flies out to center. And a 1-2-3 inning for Petry. Looks like he's calmed down since the first inning. 3 in the books, 2-0 Royals. Let's see, what do we got coming up here? Tonight we have on Payoff Pitch 85. I know Steeler fan will be ready for this one. It will be the Houston Astros taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. It is Mathis going up against Honeycutt for that matchup. And tomorrow on Inside Pitch, the 85 one and gone, we go to game number 17, and that is the Chicago White Sox taking on the Cincinnati Reds for tomorrow on Inside Pitch, the 85 one and gone. So we got the Reds and the White Sox tomorrow. So join us on Inside Pitch. Bears Den joins us here at Royal Stadium. Top of the 4th inning, leading off will be Gibson for the Tigers. Pitch on the way from Saberhagen, 3-6. That is a home run with a question mark. Gibson's a lefty, 1-13. That is a 7. That is going to clear. Gibson has a 1-18 chance to get the home run, and that one is gone. Kirk Gibson hits one high, he hits one deep, and he hits it gone. I don't believe what I just saw. Kirk Gibson gets out there, a leadoff home run against Saberhagen. It is 2-1. I believe, I just want to check something on Gibson. I know he hit that home run. I know he did when Detroit played the last game. Let's see. I know he did, right? Yeah, against Atlanta. Yeah, Gibson. That is Gibson's second home run of the tournament. He has now hit a home run in both games. And it is now 2-1 as Gibson sends it out of here. The batter now is Lance Parrish. Saberhagen gives up the homer to Gibson. Keith White joins us here at Royal Stadium. The pitch will now go to Parrish. Saberhagen, 3-6. And again, the home run with a question mark. Against a righty, a 1-14. That is a 9. That does pass. Parrish against the righty has a 15. A 1-15. Parrish goes back to back. It is a 6, and he does. Lance Parrish launches one into center field, and that one is gone. Back-to-back home runs, Kirk Gibson and Lance Parrish. We are tied at 2. They're going to go talk to Saberhagen for a moment and check up with him, see if he's all right. Back-to-back homers by Gibson and Parrish. I'm not entirely sure. I think that's the first time I've had back-to-back Jacks playing inside pitch. Not sure. I have to look, but I think so. I know I've had back-to-back in payoff pitch a couple of times. Here's Darrell Evans. 2 homers by Detroit put him right back in this game. Saberhagen's pitch. 6-2. That's a possible error. Evans will swing 4-1. And against a right-hander, that is a fly ball to center field. The ball is hit to Wilson. Error rating is a 2. That's a 9. He'll make the catch easily. That's out number 1. And here is Larry Herndon. Tell Saberhagen it is not an even numbered year. Pitch from Bret. 2-6, wild pitch, ball 1. Saberhagen 1-4, strikeout chance. The 8 does get Herndon. Herndon goes down on strikes. That's strikeout number 2 for Saberhagen. He had 158 of them in 85. Here's Garby. Keith White says go Royals. 6-2 for Saberhagen. That is again an error check. Garby, that is a 5-6. That ball is hit back to Saberhagen. So that's a grounder to the pitcher. But Saberhagen has no error rating. He will take care of that easily. Throw it over to first, and that will end the inning there. 2 runs on 2 hits. 2 hits, both home runs by Gibson and Parrish. We are tied at 2 here going into the bottom of the 4th. The winner of this game plays the New York Mets in the 3rd round. Bottom of the 4th, Hal McRae will go up against Petry. As now Petry is back to a tie game. We'll see if he can continue to do the job. Petry's pitch, 2-5. That's a blank. McRae gets the swing, 2-3. And against a righty, that is a single past third, a base hit. McRae will hold at first base. The batter will be Frank White. Strat roll says a 4. There's no play. Infield halfway. Petry will pitch. 1-2. That is a range play. Frank White hits one. 5-4. That is a ground ball to short. The ball is hit to Trammell. His range is a 2. But because the infield is halfway, you subtract 1. It's a 1. So only on a 1, he makes the play. He will not get it. It's going to be a base hit. So that is a single past the shortstop for a hit. McRae's base running rating is a 2. And he needs to be a 5 in order to get the third. So we will hold at second base. The die roll was a 3. So that wouldn't have made it anyway, even if he did get the play. So that's a base hit for White. The Royals are now in business. Here is Steve Balboni. Balboni popped out his last time up. Infield will still be halfway. Checking on a strat roll. See what we got. That is a 7. There is no play. Petry will pitch. Petry 1-1. That is a blank. He's not tired. Balboni will swing 6-2 when against a righty. That is a fly ball to left field. Herndon will track it down and make the catch. On a fly ball to left, McRae has to hold at second, and that is out number 1. Darryl Motley will come up and take a hack. Strat roll says a 17, no play. Petry, he will pitch 6-4. That is a straight home run check. Motley against a righty is a 16. That is a 5, and that ball is absolutely blown up. Crack. That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep. Somebody better call the International Space Station. There is a baseball heading for it. Darryl Motley, 3-run home run off of Petry. Stadium cheers. Yay! A big blast by Darryl Motley, and he hit 17 home runs that year. Low batting average, but he had power, and just like that, the Royals take a 5-2 lead. Oh, that's a big home run. Here's Jim Sundberg. Tiger bullpen is going ready, but Petry will pitch to Sundberg. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Petry 1-1. He is still not tired. That's a blank. Sundberg 2-6 against a righty. He singles past third. That is a base hit. Sundberg will trot down to first. And the Royals are taking advantage of it. Here is Onyx Concepcion. He is next. Infield goes back to halfway. There will be a strat roll. That is a 1. Let's see. You're ahead by 3 runs. Do a hit and run here? Why not? Hit and run coming up. The Royals are not going to take any chances. They're going to try a hit and run opportunity. It is available. Although if it's a strikeout, Sundberg's going to be a dead duck at second. You know what? No, I'll call off the hit and run. Concepcion hit normally because Sundberg has no stolen base rating. He's a dead duck. 1-3 from Petry. That's a range play at the park. Royal Stadium 4-2. That is a single into right field. The ball is hit to Gibson. His range is a 3. Does he turn that single into an out? No, he does not. That is going to be a base hit. So that's a single to right. Sundberg base running rating of a 3. Add 2 because the single to right becomes a 5. Gibson +1 is a 6. So there's not going to be any throw. Sundberg automatically goes to third base. And it is raining down here in South Florida. Another base hit for the Royals as Concepcion does get the hit. Runners at first and third. The batter is Willie Wilson. That will be all for Petry. He is done. And the Tigers will go to the pen. Coming on to pitch for Detroit will be right-hander Randy O'Neal, 5-5 and a save, 3.24 ERA. The Royals here lead 5-2 with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And looking for more. Strat roll for Willie Wilson. He's the next batter. That is a 4. There is going to be no play. Concepcion does have a 2 attempt rating, but O'Neal takes 1 away from that. So Wilson will hit. Pitch from O'Neal, 5-5. That is a wild pitch, and that's a 7, and that is a wild pitch. Oh, boy. O'Neal throws it to the backstop. Sundberg will come in to score from third. Concepcion goes to second. It is now 6-2, and early in this game, the Tigers are letting it get away. Sundberg scores on a wild pitch. The infield now goes back to normal. Concepcion on its second now will re-roll Strat. Strat says a 9, no play. As Keith White is very happy to see the Royals ahead, 6-2. Pitch from O'Neal, 6-3. Strikeout chance, 4 does get Wilson. After uncorking a wild pitch, he strikes out Willie. That's out number 2. And here is Lonnie Smith. Pitch from O'Neill. And that is a 5-2. That is an error on a grounder. Smith will hit 4-2. That's a fly ball to right. There won't be any error there. And that will end the inning. Kansas City gets 4 runs on 5 hits, a wild pitch, and a big home run by Darryl Motley. At the end of 4, Royals leading 6-2 over the Tigers. Top of inning number 5, Saberhagen now with a 4-run lead. Tigers are still capable of coming back. Here's Chet Lemon. Do not put anything against this Tiger lineup. They can get hits. Pitch from Saberhagen, 6-4, hit by pitch. He keeps on trying to hit batters, but that 15 is too high, so it's a blank. Lemon will swing 6-4, and he singles past shortstop for a base hit. Lemon gets on. That's his first hit of the game. The batter will be Tom Brookins. Infield goes to halfway. Am I rolling Strat? Yes, I am. Strat says a 16, no play. Even though the bunt is available by Brookins, but you're not bunting down by 4 runs. So Brookins will hit. Game 7 of Keith White says Game 7 of the World Series that year to me seemed like the Cardinals folded before that game ever started. Baseball Demos joins me now here at Royal Stadium. Always an honor when you are here, Dave. Need to make one of those base running reminder cards with infield position modifiers. Yeah, an idea I did for me. An idea that I did to try to make it easy so I can remember certain things. Runner on first base, pitch from Saberhagen. 2-5, that is a blank. Brookins takes a swing. 1-3 against the righty. That's a ground ball to second base. Brookins' double play rating's a 2. -1 from Saberhagen. +1 from the infield halfway. Shortstop Concepcion has no adjustment. So a 1-2, they turn it. It is a 3, they do not. Lemon's base running rating is a 3, but when the infield is halfway, his base running rating is lowered by 1. So because it's a 3, he is thrown out at second. Brookins is safe at first on the fielder's choice. There is still 1 out. Yeah, remember that, Dave. When the infield is halfway, the base runner on first base, his base running rating is lowered by 1 when the infield is half. When the infield is halfway, as well as the base runner on third. So there's always that was something that I didn't want. So it kind of increases a little bit more fielders' choices when the infield is half, playing for 2. Brookins is on at first now. Here is the top of the order. Here is Lou Whitaker. Infield still halfway. Strat roll says a 19. Whitaker, the bunt is available, but you're not bunting down by 4 runs. Whitaker will swing. Saberhagen pitches 3-4. That is a blank. Whitaker swings 1-6. It's a ground ball to second. Here we go again. Whitaker, 1, -1, a 0, +1. The ball was hit to short, which again, Concepcion, no adjustment. So only on a 1 do they get the double play. They do not. But Brookins' base running rating of 5 becomes a 4, but the 2 is still higher. So Brookins does beat the throw. So the only throw play was to first base to get Whitaker 2 outs. Infield goes back to normal. Here is Trammell. Runner on second now. Tigers look like they were moving something on, but a couple of ground outs as Saberhagen do the job. Strat roll says a 15, no play. Saberhagen will pitch. 4-4, that's a range play at the park. Royal Stadium, 4-6. That's a ground ball to third. The ball is hit to George Bret. His range is a 4. Infield is normal, and that is a 2. Bret's got it, throws to first, and that will end the inning. A leadoff base hit A leadoff base hit by Lemon, but then 3 straight ground outs, and the Tigers can't get anything going. Halfway through the game, 6-2 Royals. Randy O'Neal will come on to pitch here in the bottom of the 5th. George Bret is the batter. Bret is 1 for 2. He doubled. Pitch from O'Neal, 3-3. That's a range play at the park. Royal Stadium, 5-2. That's a fly ball to left. The ball is hit to Herndon. His range is a 4. He will make the play with no trouble, and that's out number 1. Nice play by Larry Herndon. Here's McRae. McRae is 1 for 2 with the single. O'Neal's pitch, 4-5. That's an error possibility. McRae will swing, 6-2. Fly ball center field. That ball is hit to Lemon. His error rating is a 4. That's a 7. Lemon will not make the error. He will make the catch. Out number 2. And the batter will be Frank White. Pitch from O'Neal, 5-2. Possible error on a grounder. White will swing, 4-2. That is a star 5, and that is a fly out to left field, and that will end the inning. No error, of course. So a 1-2-3 by O'Neal. And it is still 6-2 in favor of the Royals. Let's see. What does the +2 represent at the bottom of the normal infield? That's the base running rating for that's the base running rating of the third base of the man on third. So when the infield is normal, the base running rating of the third of a runner on third is increased by 2. So it gives them, because of course the infield is playing normal. All right. So the base runner has a little bit more of a chance to score. That's on the chart. On the infield is, or I should say, the infield is back. Okay, so a +2, that's what that does. That tells me, remind me to add 2 to a base runner on third base. After further review with Steve Towler joins me here at Royal Stadium. Always an honor when this man joins me for a ball game. Where are we? We're at the top of the 6th inning. Bret Saberhagen will pitch. O'Neal's not going to pitch the next inning. I'm going to take him out automatically because I know I'm going to bring in a new pitcher for the Tigers. But here is Kirk Gibson against Saberhagen. Gibson is 1 for 2. He had a home run in this game. The first of back-to-backs. Gibson and Parrish hit back-to-back home runs in this game. And Gibson has hit a home run in both games of this tournament. Saberhagen's pitch, 3-3. That's a walk chance. And the 8 will not allow Gibson to walk. He has a 10, but -3 from Royal Stadium is a 7. So there is no walk. Gibson will hit 3-5, and he doubles into center field. Gibson gets a hold of a good one there, and he smacks it to center, and Gibson has his second hit of the game. He is now homered and doubled. And now Lance Parrish, he also homered right behind Gibson. Remember, don't count out these Tigers. They have a very good lineup. Infield will stay normal. Am I rolling a strat? Yes, what am I, in the 6th inning, right? I'm in the 6th inning. So, yes, I'm still rolling a strat. And the strat roll says a 2. Gibson, let me see. 4 minus 1 is a 3. Divided by 2 is 1.5, and nope, no play. I do not do hit and runs with runners on second. So Saberhagen will pitch to Parrish. The infield is normal. Here it is, 4-5 from Saberhagen against a righty. That is a blank. Parrish gets to swing, 6-3. It's a ground ball to short. The throw will go to first for out number 1. Gibson's base running rating is a 4. He can only get to third base on a 1. And he does not. He will stay at second. But there is 1 out. Darrell Evans comes up. He is 0 for 2. Still rolling a Strat. Strat rolls as a 13, no play. Saberhagen will pitch. 5-2 strikeout chance. The 9 against a righty is good. He gets Evans. 10 minus 1 is a 9, and that is a 9. Gets a big strikeout on Darrell Evans. Here is Larry Herndon. Still rolling a Strat. Strat says an 8, no play. Saberhagen will pitch. 5-2, that's a strikeout chance, and the 7 gets Herndon. He struck him out, and the inning is over. Again, a leadoff base hit for the Tigers, but they cannot get the runs in. It remains 6-2. Steve Balboni will lead off for Kansas City. Tigers will bring in, they have 3 right-handers coming up, so I'm sure Detroit will bring in a right-hander. Although not much in the bullpen for them, but they're going to go ahead and bring in Aurelio Lopez. Aurelio Lopez, 3-7, 5 saves, 4.80 ERA. He will pitch to Steve Balboni here starting in the bottom of the 6th. Always an honor when baseball demos and further review with Steve Tower join me, as well as everyone who joins me here at Bears Den. Keith White, Steeler fan, Philip Reynolds. Always great when anybody joins my games. Lopez will pitch to Balboni, and that is a 2-4, and against a righty, that's a blank. Balboni will swing 3-4. He grounds out to third. Here's Darryl Motley. He blasted a 3-run jack his last time up. He was 1 for 2. 1 out. Lopez will pitch 2-4. That's a blank. Against the righty, Motley will swing 1-5. He flies out to right this time. And here is Jim Sundberg. Pitch from Lopez, 4-1 against a righty. That is a straight home run check. But against a right-hander, it's only a right-hand pitcher. It's only a 5. But look at that. We got a 5 on the die. Kablooey. That one is hit high. That one is hit deep. And the Royals fans at Stadium here will get a souvenir. That one is out of here. Jim Sundberg, home run off of Aurelio Lopez. He needed a 5, and that's exactly what he got. There is no adjustment from Royal Stadium. It is 7-2 in favor of the Crown Royals. Stadium cheers. Yay! Here is Onyx Concepcion. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th as the Royals pad their lead a little bit. Lopez with the pitch, 2-1. And again, against a right-hander, a home run comes up. And this time it's a 4 for Concepcion, but that's a 9. He will not get the home run, so that's a blank. Concepcion does swing, though, 3-4, and he chops it right back to Lopez, who tosses it over to first to get the out. 1 run for the Royals on a home run by Jim Sundberg, 7-2, Kansas City, as they are beginning to run away with this game. Tonight on Payoff Pitch, we have the Houston Astros taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 1985 replay. And our next inside pitch, one and gone, is game number 17. The Chicago White Sox take on the Cincinnati Reds at Riverfront. So for all you Reds fans out there, don't miss that one. That will be tomorrow. Tigers are down by 5 runs. Can they come back? Saberhagen is still has a little bit left in his tank. Leading off for the Tigers will be Barbaro Garby. Garby's 1 for 2. Saberhagen's pitch, 4-4. That's a range play at the park. Royal Stadium, 4-4. That's a fly ball center field, hit to Wilson. His range is a 3. He will not be able to get there. That's going to, again, the Tigers get a leadoff hit. Is that a single or a double? That is a base hit. Garby holds at first. Third straight inning. Actually, is that the third straight? Actually, it's a fourth straight inning. Detroit's got a base hit or a homer. So again, the Tigers have a runner on. The batter will be Chet Lemon. Infield goes to halfway. I am not rolling Strat, but I am rolling for pickoff. That is an 18, no play. Strats are now defeated as it's 5 plus 7 is 12. So Saberhagen will now pitch to Lemon. 5-5, Saberhagen, that's a blank. Lemon gets the swing, 6-1. That is a ball hit to center field against a right-hander. That is a 17, and that is way too high. That is a fly out to center. Or really much in the hit column rolls, or the hit row, I guess you said, the hit row against a right-hander. That 17 is too high, and that is out number 1. Tom Brookins will come up and take a swing. Garby on at first base. Infield is still halfway, but now there is one out. Pickoff roll is a 17, no play. Saberhagen will pitch. 1-5, strikeout chance, and that one definitely gets Brookins. And that is strikeout number 5 for Saberhagen, 2 outs. Infield now goes back to normal. Here is Whitaker with a runner on first. Double D, AW to all. Well, Tigers are behind, too bad. Double D joins us here at Royal Stadium. Garby on at first. Is there a pickoff chance? There is no. Saberhagen will pitch. 5-1, walk chance, 13 is going to be too high. Whitaker will swing, 5-4, and he pops it up, shoots it right up the chimney. And Saberhagen is going to call for it, and he will make the catch. No runs and a hit for the 4th straight inning. Matter of fact, make it the 3rd straight inning. The Tigers get a leadoff base runner or a home run. But again, they can't get the runs in. Still 7-2 at the 7th inning stretch. The winner in this game will take on the Mets in the 3rd round. Leading off for the Royals will be Willie Wilson. Aurelio Lopez will pitch in the bottom of the 7th. We'll see if he can get through this inning, but the Tiger bullpen is ready to go. Tigers are his favorite American League team. Pitch from Lopez, 4-6. That's a range play. Wilson will take a swing, 6-1. That's a star 5, a fly ball to center. That is hit to Lemon. His range is a 4. Lemon gets there and just makes the play. Out number 1. Here's Lonnie Smith. Pitch from Lopez, 2-6 against a righty. That's a blank. Smith will swing 4-3, and he singles over the 3rd baseman's head. That's a base hit for Smith. That's his 2nd hit of the game. And now the ever-powerful George Bret. Bret hit 30 home runs in 85, had a .335 average. Smith on at first. There's no strat, but there is a pickoff chance. A 19 is not there. Infield halfway. Pitch from Lopez. 3-2. That's a walk plus 10. That will definitely walk Bret on a 2. Runners at first and second as the Royals are in business. Here is Hal McRae. Lopez is going to come out. That'll do it for him. We'll see who Detroit wants to bring in to pitch. Not much in the bullpen, but they're going to go with one. Let's see, you got 3 righties. They're going to go with Juan Berenger, 5-6, 5.59 ERA. Berenger will be the new pitcher. Long reliever. He'll go up against Hal McRae. Still 1 out. Infield still halfway. Rolling for a pickoff. There is none. Berenger will pitch. 5-6. That's a strikeout chance. The 2 gets McRae. Berenger comes in and struck him out. 2 down. Here is Frank White. Should still roll for the pickoff. Pickoff roll is an 11, no play. Berenger will pitch. 6-5, that's a possible error on a throw. White, 4-3, that's a single. So that's actually going to be an infield single. That's a single to shortstop, pass to him. And the ball is hit to Trammell. Error rating is a 6. That is a 2, which means that's going to be a single and an error. That is a single, which means that the runners automatically advance 2 bases on a single and on an error on a throw. So that is an automatic 2-base advance. So we got a base. So we have an E. So that is an E6. So that is a 2-base advancement. So Lonnie Smith does come in to score. George Bret automatically goes to third, and Frank White goes to second. And it is now 8-2 Royals. And that is the first error on Detroit. As Alan Trammell throws the ball away on an infield single, allowing the runners to advance an extra base. Since it's a single, all right, the runners get 2 bases. If it was a grounder, that would probably, if a throwing error, it's a lot different. But it's an infield single on that. So runners at second and third. The batter now is Balboni with 2 outs. Oh, Trammell commits an error. 2 outs now. Runners second and third. Pickoff play none. Berenger will pitch. 6-5. Error on a throw again. Steve Balboni gets the swing at it. That's a 4-3. That's a fly ball to center field. There will not be an error there. And that will end the inning. Royals get 1 run on 2 hits and an error. At the end of 7, it is 8-2 Kansas City. The Royals are running away with this and getting prepared to make a trip to Shea Stadium to play the Mets. The Mets will be the higher seed in that game. Saberhagen is due to pitch, and he will go up against Alan Trammell. And Saberhagen will stay out there, has a 6-run lead. He's not tired yet. He will be after Trammell. Pitch from Saberhagen, 4-6. That's at the park. Royal Stadium, 6-1. That is a fly out to center field. That is out number 1. Here is Kirk Gibson. Gibson having a good night. Good day, actually. He's 2 for 3, a home run and a double. Pitch from Saberhagen, 2-3. That's a range play. Gibson swings 6-1 at the star 4, fly ball to left. That's going to Lonnie Smith. His range is a 3, and he won't be able to get there. That's going to drop. It will drop for a double. Kirk Gibson's going to have his second double of the game, and he will head to second. Gibson is 3 for 4 now, 2 doubles and a home run. Lance Parrish comes up now with a runner on second. Infield will stay normal. Pickoff chance is at 8. There's no pickoff, so he'll roll against Parrish. Saberhagen's pitch, 6-5, blank. Parrish swings, 5-1, ground ball to short. That throw's going to go to first. That will be out number 2. Gibson's base running rating is a 4, but subtract, and the only way for him to get to shortstop is if the base runner beats the throw, if the ball beats the throw, and that is a 3, and that will get him to, third. Gibson advances to third on the throw. His base running rating is a 4. If the 3 was rolled, so Gibson goes to third base, but there are 2 outs. Darrell Evans comes up next. He will hit. Evans is 0 for 3 tonight. Or today, I should say, right? Pickoff chance 10-0. Saberhagen will pitch to Evans. 5-4. That's a strikeout chance, and the 7 gets Evans. He is out of there. No runs and a hit for the Tigers. Tigers are getting base runners but not getting runs. Still 8-2 going into the bottom of the 8th. Darryl Motley leads off for KC here. Berenger will stay out there a while longer. Motley, of course, he is 1 for 3. He has a 3-run homer in this game. Berenger's pitch, 5-5, strikeout chance. The 10 is going to be too high due to the -1 adjustment from the stadium. So Motley gets the swing, 6-3, and he pops it out to third. That's going to be caught by Brookins for out number 1. Jim Sundberg comes up to bat. Sundberg has a home run today. He's had a good night. He's 2 for 3. Home run and a single. Pitch from Berenger, 4-1. Error. Error possibility. 4-1 for Sundberg as well. A ground ball to first. The ball is hit to Garby. His error rating is a 6. That's a 6. He's not going to make the play. He throws to Berenger, but it's off, but it's a bad throw, and Sundberg will get to first on an error. And since that's a grounder, he's only safe. He's only advances 1 base. As he boots the ball, and Sundberg is safe. That is an E3. And that is the second error on the Tigers. Darryl Motley Crew, yes, as Double D says. Sundberg is safe on the error. Here is Onyx Concepcion. He will bat infield halfway. Pickoff chance is none. Berenger will pitch. 3-2, strikeout chance, 16 too high. Concepcion swings 1-5. That's a star 3, and it's a fly ball to right. And that will be caught by Gibson, out number 2. Here's Wilson. Sundberg still on at first. There is no pickoff. Berenger will pitch. 3-1 against the switch hitter lefty. That is a straight single one right up the middle. Wilson blasts it right up there. Sundberg, base running rating of a 3. Needs to be a 4, but he gets it because of the 2 outs. So Sundberg will make third base on the hit, and Wilson goes to first. That is the first hit for Wilson. Here's Lonnie Smith. 2 outs here at Royals Stadium. Royals looking to maybe add a little bit more to the game to try to pad the lead on the Tigers as Kansas City is ready to make a trip to Queens. 2 outs, though. Still going to roll for pickoff. That's a 13, none. Berenger will pitch. 3-3, that's a walk chance. A 18 will be too high. Smith gets to swing. 2-1, and that is a double into right field. Smith cracks it into right. Sundberg, of course, automatically scores. Willie Wilson's base running rating is a 5. +1 for 2 outs is a 6. The ball was hit to right field -1 to get to home as a 5. Gibson adds 1 on his arm, so that's a 6. So there's not going to be a throw. So Lonnie Smith will hold at second. Wilson comes in to score, and it is now 10-2 in favor of the Royals. As the fans here now at Royal Stadium are just enjoying a cold one, watching Kansas City completely just obliterate the poor Tigers. It is now 10-2 in favor of the Royals. Smith is on second. The batter now is George Bret. Timeout as I update the scorebook. So that error definitely allows the Royals to get some runs. Are the Cubs still in the tournament? The answer is yes. The Cubs are still in the tournament. They will play the winner of the White Sox-Reds game that I'm playing tomorrow. We could very well have a north side, south side matchup in the 3rd round. But the Reds are a very tough out. And the game is in Cincinnati, which means there is no DH. The pitchers will bat. I do not know the pitchers yet for that game. I will know after I play this one. George Bret, the batter, runner on second, 10-2 Royals. Still with 2 outs, and they're going to leave Berenger in there pretty much. They're just going to say, just finish this game off as the Tigers are ready to go back to Detroit. Pickoff chance is not there. Berenger will pitch to Bret. 6-4, that's a walk chance. The 10 is going to be good, and he walks George Bret. That is the 2nd time Bret has been walked. And here is Hal McRae. 2 outs, and it looks like Berenger is going to take it for the team. Pickoff roll is not there. He will pitch to McRae. 6-1 for Berenger. Strikeout chance, 12 too high. McRae gets the swing, 2-3 against a righty. That is a single over the third baseman head. That is a base hit. Lonnie Smith's base running rating is a 4. Needs to be a 5 to get from home to second base, but it will be because of the 2 outs. So Smith, who goes off on the hit, he will score. George Bret's base running rating is a 3, and he will not make it to third. He will have to hold at second because it becomes a 4. Needs to be a 5. So McRae gets a hit. And another run comes in to score. And it is now 11-2 in favor of the Royals. I'm sorry, guys. I was hoping for a good game, but it looks like you guys have been watching a blowout. So I do apologize for that. Berenger is now tired, so now they are going to just take him out. That was his tiring hitter. So next batter is Frank White for the Royals, and they will probably bring in doesn't really matter who they bring in. Let's see. Tigers are going to bring in Doug Bear just to finish this game off. 2-0, 6-0 ERA. Frank White will go up against Doug Bear, and they're now 11-2 favor of Kansas City, as the Royals are showing the reason why they did win the World Series that year. There is a pickoff roll. And it's a 6, no play. Bear will pitch 2-5 against, and that is a strikeout chance. And the 6 will get White. He strikes him out, and that will end the inning. 3 runs for Kansas City on 3 hits and an error. At the end of 8, the Royals are in total control, 11-2. As you know, I do not have fatigue for relief pitchers, so any relief pitchers available that are used can go ahead and pitch in the next game. The only fatigue is the starters. The starters are the only ones that are not available for the next game, unless all other pitchers have been used, as I do not use fatigue in this tournament. And of course, all batters are available. The entire roster is available. Top of the 9th. Bret Saberhagen is tired, but they're going to see if they can finish the game out. Larry Herndon leans off for Detroit. Bats 244. Let's see if there's anybody available here. Let's see who they got. And believe it or not, the answer is no. There is nobody else on the bench that I could change, so Herndon is going to stay in there. Pitch from Saberhagen. If he does reach a tired sell, I will take him out. 6-2. That is a possible error for the pair error. And as a 6-2 for Herndon, that's a single at the third base. The ball is hit to Bret. His error rating is a 6. That's a 12. There won't be an error, but Herndon does get a base hit. Once again, the Tigers get a base hit in the inning. They've gotten a hit in every inning since the 3rd, but have not been able to get the runs in. Here's Barbaro Garby. Infield is halfway, looking for the 2. And first we'll roll a pickoff roll, and that is a 20. Saberhagen throws to first. That is a 4, and he gets him. Saberhagen throws to first and gets Herndon on a pickoff. He is out of there. Saberhagen says, no, you don't, and throws him right over on a 4. That 4-8 is a pickoff, and he nails Herndon. Stadium cheers. Yay! Barbaro Garby now will bat with nobody on bases. Saberhagen says, I know how to get runners off. Here's the pitch now to Garby. Saberhagen will pitch now. 5-6. That against the righty is a blank. Garby will go ahead and swing. 6-1. That's a ground ball to third. That is out number 2. And the last chance for the Tigers is Chet Lemonade. Saberhagen, Royal Stadium, ready to go. They are on their feet. Saberhagen pitches. That's a 3-6. And that is a home run with a question mark. Against a righty, a 1-14, but that's an 18. Lemon will not get it. Lemon does get to swing, though. 2-6, and he singles up the middle into center field. Base hit. Lemon says, not so fast. Lemon has his second hit of the game. He is 2 for 4. And a chance now for Tom Brookins. Brookins has an average of 237. The problem with the Detroit bench, there really is nobody to replace him with. There really isn't. I mean, a couple of points higher, but not much of a difference. Brookins is going to hit. Brookins is going to hit against Saberhagen with 2 outs. There will be a pickoff chance. Saberhagen a 10, no pickoff. Saberhagen will now pitch to Brookins. Infield is normal. Saberhagen pitches 5-1. That's a walk. 16 is too high. Brookins swings 3-4, and against the righty, it's a fly ball to right field. Darryl Motley takes a couple of steps to his right, pats his glove, puts out his glove, blop, and the ball falls into it. That's your game. Kansas City destroys the Tigers in this one, 11-2. No runs, 2 hits for Detroit. Final line score coming up. For the Kansas City Royals, 11 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error. For the Tigers, 2 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors. Bret Saberhagen goes the distance. He gets a complete game, and I'll go ahead and give him player of the game honors as well, even though he gave up only 2 runs. Not bad. The loss, of course, does go to Dan Petry, as he does take the loss in this game. The Royals advance. The Tigers are 1 and gone. They are out of here. The Royals will advance to play the Mets in third round play. And that does it for today. So again, join me tonight. Astros and the Dodgers on 85 Payoff Pitch. Payoff Pitch. And tomorrow the White Sox take on the Reds in Inside Pitch 1 and gone. Join me then. Keith White, Steeler fan, Steve Tower, Double D, Bears Den, Baseball Demos, Philip Reynolds. Thank you all for joining me here for this exciting game. Well, it really wasn't that exciting as the Royals kind of blew up Detroit 11-2, but sometimes you get games like that. Stay safe, healthy, smart, and strong, and I will see you guys a little later tonight. Thank you all for joining me. We'll see you then. Royals over the Tigers 11-2. See you guys later.